Welcome to the Fallen Stage. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for being with me. Nowadays, it's hard for young ladies to find good men. Good men. Women are out there, they meet guys, the guys seem good at first, dating them for a few days, and they're gone. No more phone calls, no more texts, no more emails. They want to know why. What is going on, and how can I change this, Jesse? So I'm going to help them today. I have with me Marilyn McCoy. She's 41, and she is a preschool teacher in Los Angeles. Jasmine Harris is 26, a head cook in San Bernardino County, California. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Also, you have a book out. You just finished, right?
Yes, I do.
Quickly, I'm sorry, tell us about your book.
My book is called The Truth About Love.
The Truth About Love.
The Truth About Love.
Okay.
And it is based on my personal experience with love and relationships.
Okay.
And it has a biblical standpoint of what love is supposed to look like.
Right.
And how to love yourself first before you're in a relationship with somebody else.
Okay. I want women to have good men.
Yes.
And all women, but especially black women, who are looking for good men. Yeah. And so I'm glad to have this discussion today. Marilyn, let's start with you first. Tell us about some of your experiences in dating. What seemed to happen? You're walking down the road, you meet the guy, and then what?
And exchange phone number, talk for a while on the phone, and go out on a couple dates. What I have been noticing is a lot of guys want to go out on maybe 2 or 3 dates, and then after going on 2 or 3 dates, then they want to get intimacy. Yeah. And if you don't want to get intimacy with them, then the phone calls stop, the texting stop, or they want to text 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night and can I come over, or do you want to go have a drink, and it's usually because of what they have planned for the rest of the night. It's not because they just want to see you.
And so these are the guys that you meet, but you don't have sex with?
No.
How about, do you ever meet guys and have sex with them?
I have, yeah, in the past.
Right, and do they hang around?
No.
They don't hang around?
No, after a while, like probably when they notice that I want something serious, then they kind of back off. Like pretty much, stop calling, stop texting, or start to make excuses.
Right.
Like, I'm not ready for this, or, I got some other things going on that I need to clear up.
So how do you feel about this when it happens to you?
Used.
You feel used?
And I beat myself up a lot because in the past it has happened a lot.
Right.
But now it doesn't happen to me because I think now I'm more aware.
So it's happening less.
It's happening less, and I don't put myself in that situation anymore.
All right. In what situation?
I don't invite people to my house anymore. Good. That's one thing. If I'm going out on a date, I make sure that it's an early date, maybe like around a 6 p.m. date or a morning date.
Right.
So I don't leave the door open for, and then, another thing is too, I don't go out drinking when I go on date because then that leads to something else.
Right. Yeah. Who pay for the dates?
Usually the guy does.
Oh,
yeah, they always pay. Yeah.
And so are they paying expecting sex later, or are they paying because?
I think they're paying to expect sex later. Not all the time, but I noticed that if I go out with the same guy 2 or 3 times, the third time they're paying because they're expecting something later.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you date all races of guys?
I only date Hispanic guys. Well,
you only date Hispanic? Well, no wonder.
Well, no. I mean, because of where I'm from. I feel
where are you
more.
from?
I'm from Belize.
Oh, okay.
And I feel more
sense,
comfortable around Central American guy, Hispanic guy.
Right.
Mexican, Guatemala guy. I feel comfortable around them. I find dating an African American guy, I'm not saying all of them, but I do find that they want you to take care of them.
Oh, yeah?
They want you to pay for the first, or they want to go half. It's never, I'm going to take you out.
And you are a Christian.
Yeah.
You are a Christian. Jasmine, right? Yes. Jasmine. So what type of guys have you dated?
All kinds of different guys.
You mean as far as races or personality?
No, personality.
And you only date blacks or?
I date whoever I feel is right.
It doesn't
I
matter
don't
the
go by
color?
no.
So you don't care if your coffee is black or white?
No, I don't drink a lot of coffee though.
So you date any race,
Yeah.
and you're a Christian, right?
Yes.
And you dated a son
Of a pastor.
of a pastor.
Yeah.
His father and mother were pastors, or just the father?
Yeah, he was the pastor and she was the first lady.
And
Yes.
so how did you meet him?
I actually met him online.
Online.
I did.
So Christians go online too to look for each other?
I wasn't looking, but he found me
Uh-huh.
and he wanted to talk to me, and I wasn't trying to talk to him, but you know, he showed an interest, so I gave him a chance.
So your picture had to be online or something for him to find
Well,
you,
I
right?
mean, I'm on Facebook and everything
Okay.
like that, so.
He contacted you. What did he say to you that got your attention?
He just, you know, asked me about myself and seemed interested. He did talk about God.
Of course.
And so, of course, I was like, okay, you know. I didn't know he was the pastor's son when I met him.
Right.
I didn't know anything. So we would talk and everything like that. And then finally he asked if he could meet me. So then eventually I
So
met
he
him.
said, praise the Lord, and you said, come on, Jesus.
Oh, my goodness. I did say, let's meet.
Right.
So we met.
And so, like, what kinds of things did he say to you that caused you to give your attention to him? Did he say nice things to you? He said how pretty you were and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And you like hearing that.
No, it's not about being pretty. It's about showing interest in who I am as a person. So seeing the value of my life and wanting to ask questions, see where I'm going in life. I like things like that.
Oh, I see. So this guy was saying, who are you? And you said that I'm a holy one. And he said, I like holy ones. And and I work, I'm an independent woman, I'm a strong woman. And you're like, yeah, I'm looking for a strong woman, right?
Yes.
And he was just lying.
I do feel like he was lying.
Yeah. So you guys meet, you go out, and he tell you all these things, and then what happens?
One day, we were supposed to meet up, and he was supposed to pick me up from somewhere. I think I was at a bus stop from work.
Right.
And he was supposed to pick me up, and he never came.
Wow. He left you at the bus stop?
He left me.
This is the first date?
No, this is maybe a month or so
After you had been dating?
Yeah.
And did he call you and say, hey, I'm late or I'm not coming? Or
I
what?
called him, and he had a lot of noise in his background. Sounded like he was with some family.
Uh-huh.
And he said he was busy, and he would call me back to let me know what time he was going to come and get me.
From the bus stop?
Yes,
He was going to have you wait there all that time? And did you wait?
I did.
You waited?
I did. It
And
was
it
late.
started raining and snowing.
It wasn't raining
and
or
summer and
anything,
spring
but it
came.
got really late, and I ended up having to walk home.
Wow. And then how long had you been dating prior before this happened?
Like around a month and a half.
So you moved in with this guy, right?
No,
You guys were not living together?
no,
Oh, were you intimate?
no.
So you weren't intimate with him either?
No, not at that moment. No, I was not.
Not at that moment, not at the bus stop.
No, not at the point in time when we were dating.
So he never showed up at the bus stop. You walk home, and from that point forward, you didn't speak anymore until a
didn't.
year later.
Yeah, he got in contact with me again. And so we were friends. We would, hang out with other friends. And those friends seen how we worked around each other and thought we should date. And I wasn't into it. I didn't want to date him. But then there came a point in time where I did end up having to move in with him because I was getting evicted.
Uh-huh.
And so,
I thought I read you guys lived together.
yeah,
So you moved in with him a year later after this incident happened.
yes.
Wow. Are you
I
crazy?
did. At that point, yes, I was desperate.
And so you move
I
in with this
was.
guy, you guys become a live-in couple.
And eventually, yeah, because we were living together.
Right.
Yeah.
And how did that go?
Not very well. His parents weren't fond of us living together,
Right.
and they told me that I had a month pretty much to leave.
And so how did he say, no, you don't have to go, or we will get our own place?
No, he is a mama's boy. He listens to everything his parents tells him. I did believe that it was wrong for us to, stay
Right.
together.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I did. But at that point in time, I didn't have anywhere to go. I wasn't making a lot of money at where I was staying.
Right.
At the job I was at, it
So
was
you came up with a
backed up.
bunch of excuses why you should stay with him.
No, I'm saying that was what I had
You
at
didn't
that
have
point
any
in time.
family members or friends or anyone you could have stayed with?
No.
Nobody. Nobody.
No, so I asked my pastors if they knew anyone I could stay
Wow. And was this your first boyfriend?
with. No.
This was not your first boyfriend. And so, so you guys broke up. You moved out, and did you break up at that point?
No, we were still together for maybe a couple more months, and we were having some issues, and I really felt like God told me to let the relationship go. I'm glad I did, because I ended up finding out he had got someone pregnant.
Yeah, I read that. How did you feel about that?
At that point in time, it had been already 2 months past, so
When you found this out?
Yes.
And then you guys had already broken up?
Yes,
Oh,
so
okay.
I
It
was
didn't
okay.
matter then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Marilyn, what are you looking for in a guy? Do you want a husband? Do you want, what do you want from a man?
Well, of course, I want a husband. I want someone in my life that I can be with, I can pray with, I can go to church with, I can do things that I love to do. Sometimes I feel like lonely,
Yeah.
and I feel like a void,
Yeah.
like something's missing. At times when I go home and I'm going home by myself, I feel like I'm going home to nothing. Like I
Yeah.
really, and I know God is there, and I pray and I meditate and stuff, but I just feel like and I think too, because I've always had someone in my life, this is the first time
You've already had a boyfriend?
I've
or
always
something?
had a man in my life.
Really?
Whether he was a boyfriend or a friend, I've always had someone there.
How old were you when you first started dating? Your very first date?
I think I was 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Jasmine? How old were you when you first?
Oh, do you want to know? I was fairly young,
Like what? 3,
9.
9 years old?
Yep.
You start dating a boy at 9 years old?
Yep.
Why 9? Why so early?
Family will tell you this is what you're supposed to do.
Your family member told you that you should date at 9 years
Actually,
old?
my family member was telling me about dating guys when I was 6.
What family member? You're like
And
mother
aunt.
and father?
And aunt, yeah.
Your father and mother told you that?
No, my father wasn't in my life.
Oh
at
yeah,
that
I read
point.
about that. I want to get to that. But your mother and aunt were telling you that you should date at...
Not my mom. Just yeah, my aunt. She was one I was around a lot growing up. Yeah, because she was a lot closer to my age.
Oh.
So.
And she said you should start dating at 3. That's
Well,
it.
she just, a boy would come and she'd be like, date him, he's cute, or,
Really?
Yeah.
May I ask, how old were you when you had sex? Your first.
14.
You were 14. What made you do it then?
I wasn't ready, but I did it because I felt like if I didn't, then he would leave.
So you can relate to what Marilyn's saying, that you want to be loved, you want a husband. You feel empty too, like a void,
At
something
this
missing?
point, no, I don't.
But you got it fulfilled. You overcame that.
I believe I have, yes.
Oh, okay. But do you want a husband?
I do.
And why?
I don't want to be in a relationship only for the purpose of marriage, but I do want to have marriage. But I also want to be with someone who also has similar goals.
Like, what are your goals?
Right now, I'm working on a bakery and a food truck and restaurant.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
And those are going to help raise money for homeless shelters.
So you want to start a food truck to feed the homeless?
To raise money to have a homeless shelter, yes.
That's insane. You better start a business to have some money so that you can have a roof over your head.
Yeah, that too, but I do want to have the bakery
And you want your
everything to do that.
husband to have the same goal, to have a bakery?
No, to do things that'll change the world, not just live.
How do you see men today?
A lot of men, just like a lot of women, are damaged.
Right.
But there are a lot of men that I do see who are strong and they do, do what they can for their families.
Well, let me tell you this. You don't want to start a business so you can help the homeless. You want to start a business because you want to become a businesswoman. You want to be take care of yourself, make money. And then from that, you help others.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
that is
if you
what I
let
wanna
that
do.
be your goal, I want to do it, they're going to rip you off. You're just going to be working all your life and not accomplish anything. Because the homeless and the hungry are going to always be there. You know what I mean? So that's not a good motivation. What?
I don't agree with that at all.
Why not?
Because I believe that our goal is not just for ourselves. Our
But-
goal is to help other people.
But you want to get in a position where you can do that first, all right?
Yeah,
That's
and
what
I'm
it-
working on that.
I know, but the motivation shouldn't be to do that. Because if God wanted you to do that, He'll just naturally make a way for you. It'll be happening. He wants you to have your business.
And He
so
is
you can
making
say-
ways for me. Like, I'm getting a lot of connections right now.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I
Oh,
am.
okay. You have money already?
No, I do not, but I
Oh.
am making a lot of connections. People have come up to me recently that I have never met and told me that they wanted to do things for the homeless and didn't even know that I wanted to help the homeless.
Were these Christian people?
Yes, they were.
Women or men?
Women.
I rest my case. I get back to that. I want to help you with that. So how do you see men?
Afraid. They don't want any responsibility. They just want to have a good time.
Right.
And that's it. Like, it's not like before where, I'm going to help you out with certain things, or you do this, I'll do that. It don't seem that way to me anymore. It seems like men want to take from you, and they're afraid to commit. They're afraid of commitment.
When you say commitment, what do you mean?
Commit in a relationship,
Right.
or commit to wait until you get married to have sex.
Are they intimidated by you?
A lot of men are, yeah.
They're intimidated by you.
Yeah, I don't know why, but they are.
Are you an aggressive person? Like,
I
do
don't-
you go after the man you want?
I don't.
So what
no.
is it that intimidates them?
I think it's the way I look at people. Like, I intimidate a lot of people, and they get a bad.
What do you
Just
mean?
like when I look at people, like they automatically think I'm mad at them. Sometimes I'm looking, but my brain is like totally somewhere different.
Right.
Not even
I know what you're
thinking.
talking about.
And then, I have a lot of guys tell me, I wanted to talk to you, but I walk up to you, you gave me this look, and
The same thing with you, Jasmine?
Yeah.
They think that you're being mean or you look mean, so it's hard to approach you.
Yes.
So are men intimidated by you as well?
I believe so.
Really? And do you look mean?
I can't see myself. I don't think so though.
Do you believe that not all, but many or most black women carry a mean look?
Yeah.
Like they have an attitude?
yeah,
You do believe that?
I do believe that. Too.
Really? And why do they do that?
I know a lot of women do things because it's what mama did
Yeah.
or it's what society says we're supposed to do.
Right.
And so, like, even
Yeah.
me growing up, that's how I, brought myself up, thinking
To
that
be
was how
mean.
I was supposed to be.
Wow, to be like carry a mean
Yeah.
look and a mean
Yeah.
personality.
Like, I'm not like that now, but
Right.
before, like, I would not smile.
Really? You were
I would not.
intentionally not smile.
Yeah. Well, I know for me, not to cut her off, I know
Right.
for me growing up, my mom would always tell me, never show a man your teeth. Never smile at a man.
Really?
You see them coming, go the other way.
Your mom is crazy. Isn't she crazy?
Yeah.
That's horrible to
She
tell your
is.
daughter that.
Yeah.
A smile is a nice thing. It relaxes each person, You see a guy, he kind of gives a nice little smile. You smile. That's the inroad there.
Yeah.
And so, how did you overcome your meanness?
Evaluating who I was and going into the Word and finding out what God said about me.
And that's good. How about you? So you do you have a mean look, you think?
I don't think I have a mean look. I know, my thing is, I already know when the guy approach me, I already know what they want. So I'm already put up the shield. I already know why they're
Meaning that
approaching
they
me.
just want sex?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But suppose you run into one that doesn't want sex and you got the shield up.
I know, I can tell.
You can tell.
I can tell. I mean, I haven't run into one that don't want sex.
You've never
I
met a
mean-
man that didn't want sex.
They may say they didn't want it, but their actions were different.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they lied to you at first.
Yeah.
Is that right
That's how
for
they
you?
get in there. They
Let-
got to so they could get in.
What type of person are you, Marilyn?
As far as,
Are you a good person? What type of person are you? You know, ladies can tell what wrong. You know, the type a man, men are. Most men. They'll say he's no good. He's a cheater. He's a liar. He's a user. Blah blah blah. Right? But I never hear ladies talk about the type of person they are.
I'm an honest person.
Honest.
If I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. I do my best to love everybody, but if I don't like somebody, they would know. I'm not phony. I'm straightforward, and I don't try to judge people. But I have this. I believe I have a spirit of. I can tell about a person, and I don't have to really know them. I can just be in the room with them for like 20, 30 minutes, and I can tell you about them.
Are you a good person?
I try to be. I mean, I try to do the best that I can. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated, and I try to be good to people.
So,
But I'm not good. That's perfect good.
So you're
You know,
not a
I
good
fall
person.
short. Yeah, I fall short,
And
especially
give us some examples of your shortcomings.
when I find out someone lie on me. I mean, I kind of try to stay away from that person, and I don't want anything to do with them. But that's what I mean. Like
So
when
you
I fall short,
you judge your enemies.
I judge them so that they won't hurt me again.
And so is that the right? You're a Christian, right?
Yeah.
Is that the right thing to do?
No, it's not. But I don't know how to not have someone do the same thing to me again. I mean, I feel like if I stay away from them and I know that they can do this to me, I know they can do it again, so I stay away from them. And not to say I don't forgive them. I do forgive them, but I don't give them the opportunity to do it to me
Do
again.
you do things like that to other people?
Like-
to men or whatever it is that you try to avoid or prevent from happening to you, are you doing that to other people?
No.
You don't do it to other
Nope.
people? What type of person are you?
I am a strong-willed, and I believe
Strong-willed?
Yeah, I am.
What does that mean?
I stand up for what I believe in. I believe when I'm really for something, then I'm for it. I feel like I am very
Do you
strong-willed.
try to control men?
No, I do not.
Have you ever tried to control men?
No.
So even in your days before you became a Christian, you were not a controlling woman?
No.
You've never tried to get men to do it your way?
No.
Really? But you had this mean personality. Why do you try to control them?
I don't try to control them.
Really? That's good. How did you avoid that? Because most women try to control men.
It's funny because when I first started going to the church that I go to now, I believe I was very submissive.
Mhm.
And one of the members there, he wasn't talking to me because of course he was dating someone else, but he said I don't want to be with someone who just says yes to everything I say.
Wow.
And that's the type of person I was. And
And
I
you
had
were
to
a yes
evaluate myself and ask myself, why was I like that?
And why were you like that?
I feel like because I didn't understand my role as a woman because of the household I grew up in.
Right.
That's just how it was. My mom, she was a nice person, and for everybody, she did everything for
So
everybody.
she was a yes person too, and you became like your mother.
I believe so.
What questions you want to ask me? You have any questions for me?
Well, I just want to ask you, what do you mean with most women try to control men?
They try to make men love them. They try to make men do it the way they want them to do it in the relationship. They try to force a man to act the way that she wants him to act, to go and come when she wants him to go and come. And if he doesn't do it her way, she becomes angry and mouthy and even more controlling, or to get it her way. And most of the time, men are going to leave. And if they don't leave, they become very weak and submissive, so they're going to cheat on you anyway. They're just too weak to walk away, but they'll find somebody else and have you on their side, or have them on their side and you as their primary. But if women just let men be men, let them be themselves, as they would let you be yourself, the relationship will work better.
You really believe that?
Yes. Because have you noticed that the man you've tried to control, it never worked?
I never tried to control any man. This guy was not taking care of himself. And I was telling him, you know, if you continue smoking in the house or you continue going to work drunk, you're going to lose your job. I don't think that's controlling. I mean, when you're
But it is.
that's
No,
giving advice,
you
because
guys were living
exactly
together?
what we were living
You
together.
should have said, you know what? You're no good. You got to go.
But he was, no, at that time, he was paying the rent. He was paying all the bills. So he felt like, I can drink in my house, I can smoke in the house,
Oh, I
can
see.
do
You were
whatever.
paying the rent and being
Yeah,
responsible.
and it, to me, it wasn't controlling. I've been knowing this guy since I was 17. You know, so I know him. We've been in and out of relationships.
Well,
So
to the man, that is controlling. Men, see, women, a lot of women that men meet are just like their mothers, and they always telling their sons, this is going to happen if you don't do this, this is going to happen, blah, 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 right? And it just, it makes God hate their mothers, and then they end up with a woman who's just like mama doing the same thing. It's a turn off. So when they say, I know I'm going to kill myself, let me do it, leave him alone. As long as he's paying his bills and doing what he's supposed to do, he doesn't want to hear that from you over and over again, because he's resenting you the same way he resents his mother, and he end up doing it more. You can give somebody good advice and then leave them alone. Because even in a relationship where it's just friendship, and you give him good advice, he take it or not take it, at that point you should be done with it. Because even if it's good advice and you keep telling them and they don't want to hear it, you turn them off still.
I feel like if you're gonna be with someone, and like in her situation, you shouldn't feel bad about somebody caring about your life.
Guys hate that. Because I'm telling you, what it becomes a mother and son relationship.
But the thing about
And so-
it is,
and women, let me just say this, and what men hate is for women to think they know more than they do. And they become a mama, and they don't want a mama. When guys get married to women, they are attracted to their mothers because they hate mothers, but they don't want that kind of relationship.
but the thing about a relationship is that I'm not your mother, I'm your helper.
No, but you're acting like the mama though.
I'm not acting like a mom, I'm acting like your helper. I'm supposed to help you
But
stay on the right path,
but-
so I'm gonna help you get there.
no, you're not supposed to help them stay on the right
Who
path.
said?
What do you mean help them stay on the right path?
Who says I'm not supposed to?
No, but what do you mean by that phrase? Maybe I'm misunderstanding it.
I'm supposed to help you. God gave Eve to Adam as a helper.
Uh-huh.
That means I'm supposed to help you. I'm supposed to support you.
But what do you mean stay on the right path?
Stay on the right path in his life.
But
So
what-
if he's not doing the right thing to stay in his job, why not tell him that you need to stop doing this stuff
Oh, I
so that
see.
you can?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Do you agree with that?
I do. I definitely do. And I had to make that decision to leave because nothing would change. And like, you know, you said I felt like I was nagging, and I did things to help him, like, you know, let's go in this program, let's do this, let's do that, but nothing helped. And the more, like you said, the more I talked to him about it, the
Yeah.
more he resent me.
Yeah. I think I know what you mean when you say I'm the helpmate. I'm supposed to help him stay on the right path. The last thing a woman can do is help a man stay on the right path. If you want to throw a man off a path, the right path, try to be his helpmate in that way. The men just need you to watch over their children, you know, when you get married. Make sure that his rules are passed down to the children. You keep the house clean
I
and,
don't
you know,
believe that.
you do that kind of stuff. Because, you don't believe that?
I do not.
Because
And like I
the
said,
one thing I can tell you, the way you're thinking, never gonna work. Never,
and
ever,
I see
ever.
it working every day.
No, you don't.
I do.
But let me finish though.
Wow.
Man's help come from God, not from woman, and woman's help come from man. But the women think that they're the helpmate. They believe that they're greater than God, really. And because they have that belief, they're running man away. I promise you that. Because it's not even in you. Isn't the man your head? He's the
Yes,
head
he
of you,
is.
right? And Christ is the head of him, right? So if as Christ is helping him, then he's going to be helping you.
Right.
Right. So how can you help him other than be the vice president and not the president? You're like the vice president in the family, not the president.
Okay, but the vice president still helps the president.
Right, but not in the stand on a path. I mean, as long as your life is not in danger, you know, he's not hurting his family, but he's providing, he's a good
Jesse.
husband.
But in her
Jesse.
situation, he was, because if
But-
that was messing up his
Oh.
job
Okay.
and
No.
she's staying with him.
But that relationship is never going to work anyway.
No,
Because
it
they weren't
wasn't.
married.
No.
True.
So that never going to work anyway.
And that's one of the reasons why I didn't marry him, because he wouldn't change. I
Right.
was not going to marry someone who's smoking the house, who go to work drunk, who did all this stuff.
And you know why? Because when you get with a man prior to marriage, having sex with him and all that, there's no chance for a relationship to work.
Okay.
You got to do it the right way.
Right.
And so if you really want to help a man and you say you're a Christian, then you need to act like a Christian woman. And a Christian woman does not have sex before marriage.
Yeah.
She
I
does not
agree.
move in. She
Agree.
does not become the mama to the man. She lived that example as a woman lived, and not try to give him all this advice and lead him. No real man is going to allow himself to be led by a woman. So here are the do's and don'ts.
Okay.
No sex before marriage. And most of the time, don't let the guy be buying you things and taking care of you before marriage.
I don't do that.
You know, if he takes you out on a date, that's fine. Never try to tell a man what to do. If you have some solid advice, just give it and leave it alone.
Okay.
And then and most of all, seek first the kingdom of God in his right way. Don't look for a man. Don't yearn for that. Yearn for the love of God. And then he'll restore your soul and give you all you need. Thank you guys so much. You had fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for doing it. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
And thank you for tuning in.